And we are live. Welcome for this weekly live stream on the latest and greatest news in Ethereum and DeFi. And I do this every Monday at 11 p.m. UTC plus 8. So in this video, I'm going to be talking of Ether going nuts. We almost reached all-time high. I'm gonna be talking also of Aavegotchi, which is a new kind of game that is real game changer. Super important to follow this. Also super important news in the regulatory category. And if you don't know me, I'm Julian, your host, and on my channel Eat the Blocks, I teach blockchain development. So very quickly, here is my course if you want to learn DeFi development, but for that you need to know already blockchain development, and if you want to learn blockchain development, this is my other course. Okay, so we are going to start with Ether. So it was another crazy week for Ether because we went above $1,000 and we reached almost all-time high, which was reached in 2017. So in 2017, I think it was something like 1,410 or something like this. So we were really not far. But at some point also we have to realize that we were really overbought. So it's really normal that we went down after this. So yeah, I mean, this is just a short-term setback. Probably now we're gonna have a support at 1,000 and we're gonna have more accumulation from people, and yeah, I mean, it's I'm really not worried about the setback we had. Hi people in the chat: THX, Cinelbyte, Eric, Alexander. Hi everybody. So in terms of gas price, because we're in this bull market, so the gas price is also in the bull market. So for the first time we saw some really insane gas price, like above 200 Gwei. So now Ethereum start to be expensive again, and that's a real problem, as we will see later for some project. So let's see the situation for Ethereum 2.0 quickly. So we have approximately $2.5 billion locked in Ethereum 2.0. So yeah, I mean, it's really a lot of money that is locked. Super good in terms of how much you can make. Now it's close to 10%. It's slowly going down as more and more people are staking. And if you want to follow what's happening on Ethereum 2.0, you check out Beacon Scan, which is a website of Etherscan but for Ethereum 2.0, and so you can see a couple of data like basically the network participation chart, super important, that tells you how many validators are online. You can see how many active validators we have here, almost 60,000. So as you can see, we're going to have many more validators on ETH 2.0 than we have miners on Ethereum 1, and that's on purpose. It's really to make the mining more decentralized, even though we don't say mining for Ethereum 2.0. And yeah, here you can see the latest blocks. You can see that everything's going fine. Like, we have new blocks that are happening very frequently. Okay, so next, let's see the situation for the DeFi tokens. So we have a lot of green this week. So here, IETH, this is basically the invert of Ether. So when Ether is going down and IETH is going up, so because Ether just went down here, so IETH is really going up. Then MKR, the token of MakerDAO, so the project of DAI, went really crazy, 100%. YAM Finance here, 55%. Saffron Finance is basically it's really a roller coaster for Saffron Finance. Like, 1 week is going super high, the other week is going super low. So yeah, I mean, personally, I would not hold this token. Yeah, Synthetics also has been doing really well. Synthetics has been going up in the ranking, so yeah, it's normal that it's going up. And then let's see the loser here. What about the loser this week? So we have less loser than winner, so that's good. Yeah, Ample Force here is not doing well. yeah, like actually I don't know a lot of this token here, a lot of this loser. I don't know them. Yeah, farm. This is a yield aggregator. Yeah, so more winner than loser this week. What about for the market cap in DeFi? Okay, so we were doing really well. We reached at the top 23 billion something, and then it went down because the price of Ethereum went down also. But one thing that I don't like is that actually the number of Ether in DeFi keeps going down. So this, I don't like this trend, but still, because the price of Ether keeps going up, so we had this huge spike here. And so in terms of which project are winning, so Maker now is really the leader, Aave solid second, and Uniswap. Yeah, so Uniswap is back to its place of the most used decentralized exchange. Compound, yeah, Aave, Uniswap, Compound, Synthetics. Yeah, I mean that really makes sense. These are the most like solid DeFi protocol. And Swap, now we can see a big gap between Swap and Uniswap. It's normal, but now we can see all the DeFi protocol are red because Ether is going down. Matic is doing well. Matic is becoming more and more popular for games. Yeah. Okay, so next, let's see the rate quickly. What's the situation on the rate? See all crypto lending rates. So it's not as crazy as last week. Like last week was really insane, but still, like Tether on Compound like 11.5%, USDC on Aave 1362. So yeah, we have some really nice rate here. Okay. So oh yeah, and I quickly wanted to show you this thread. So it's this guy who said like he turned $800 into 1 million flipping shitcoin on Uniswap. So I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but yeah, it's quite entertaining to read it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems legit, but it's just like it seems so insane. How it can go from 800 to 1 million. Maybe it was good, but maybe it was not that good. But yeah, I mean, check it out. I really enjoyed it. Okay, so now we're gonna start to give news for DeFi projects. So we're gonna start with Futureswap that introduced its beta. So Futureswap is a DeFi project that offers perpetuals on-chain. So perpetuals are derivative financial products, a little bit similar to futures, but with no expiry date. So in a nutshell, with perpetuals, you go long or short for an asset with a high leverage. So on Futureswap, they offer you up to 20 time leverage. It's really high leverage. You got to be careful if you use this. This is not for beginner. They originally launched an alpha version in April 2020, and 3 days after launching, the daily trading volume reached 7.1 million, and the team of Futureswap was very surprised to grow so fast, considering it was just an alpha launch with no audit in their smart contract. So they kind of freaked out a little bit. They were a little bit too successful too fast, and they decided to pull the plug and pause the project until they completed the audit, and it took more time just to make sure everything is fine. So during all this time, since April, they've been working hard to improve their project. So now they feel ready. So they just announced they will do their beta launch soon. So their token is called FST, and I didn't see any price yet. So I don't think it has been launched yet. I don't think they don't have any market, but it's it's basically one more derivative DeFi project that is launching this year. We already saw a couple for options, but not many for futures. I think that's the only one of the few DeFi project for futures. So for your information, I actually work for them for their prototype. I think that was like 1.5 years ago or something like this. And their CEO actually was one of my first students on EdoBlocks. He took my blockchain course. So yeah, I'm quite proud to see this project being launched. Yeah, so I'm super happy when I see some students of mine being successful. That guy, he took my course, and then he raised $1 million, and then he was able to hire people and build his project. So you can see that really you can start from nothing, and you meet investor, and yeah, it just takes off. Yeah. things can go really quickly in crypto. Next, I'm gonna be talking of Shapeshift. So Shapeshift was created in 2014 as one of the first non-custodial exchange. That means with Shapeshift, user never give their crypto to the exchange. So because they only traded crypto to crypto, there was no KYC requirements. So that was really, really important. But in 2018, regulators forced them to add a KYC procedure. The reason was because Shapeshift was acting as a market maker in the exchange, and apparently that was a reason to impose KYC. So they've been doing KYC since all this time, but they said recently that they are not happy with the lack of privacy of KYC procedure, and they want to get rid of them. So that's why from now on, they will change their business model, and now they won't do any market making, but there will be only a DEX aggregator, like 1inch, routing orders to the DEX that offers the best price. So 1inch gets some competition. They didn't talk of any token, but I think they'll probably introduce one. Yeah, so that was Shapeshift, really one of the a very quite an old blockchain project that finally embraced DeFi. So that really show you how DeFi is becoming so powerful. Like everything revolves around DeFi these days. Then some news about Aragon. So Aragon is one of the leader in terms of blockchain-based governance system, and they focus on building a system of decentralized courts. So instead of having the system we have now, maybe in the future we'll be able to go through smart contract to for some litigation, arbitration, etc. And so this week there was a mass resignation of developers at Aragon. So why they left? Because they were unhappy with a lack of transparency in the project. So before they left, there was like 52,000 Ether from the project initial ICO in 2017 that was moved onto various exchanges December 15 and December 22nd, and they didn't get the answer they wanted. So yeah, so like apparently a bit of confusion there at Aragon. So actually there's someone who took my course who also work at Aragon. So I don't know if he's among the 11 people who quit. So I have to say, before this happened, I heard some bad things from Aragon. Not myself, I didn't have to deal with them myself, but this is things I've heard. For example, on Twitter, I know a few months ago there was a scandal where there was basically some project that partner with Aragon, because Aragon has a sort of program where they finance some developers to build some stuff on top of Aragon. And so these are the project, they built something on top of Aragon, and they were supposed to receive some funding from Aragon, but a part of this funding was never sent, and there was like a big dispute from them. I also know about some ex-employees and freelancers who used to work at Aragon, and they gave me some bad feedback. Yeah, so quite a lot of bad news from Aragon. So I don't really know what's going on with the project. I hope it doesn't collapse, because it's really one of the first projects on Ethereum, and it's really one of the leader for blockchain governance. So I think they're really important for the ecosystem. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But in the meantime, if you hold some Aragon token, I wouldn't hold any personally, not right now. Then I wanted to show you this tool. It's called Sweeposaurus. So it allows you to move all of your token in one transaction. So this allows you to save some gas fees, which is especially useful in this period of high gas fees. So for developers, it's really a good example of a simple tool that you can create yourself. Just with one developer, you can do it. And this can be useful for a lot of people, and it's really a way to get your name out there. So yeah, I really like this kind of inspiration for developers. Then we're gonna talk of NFT and games. We're gonna talk of Aavegotchi. So it's a new blockchain game. It's a mix of DeFi and NFT. So with Aavegotchi, you collect some characters that each have their unique features, a little bit like CryptoKitties, and each character is backed by some A token. A token are token you have when you lend money to Aave. So with this Aavegotchi NFT, you get some interest from Aave. So the value really, the value of the token has two parts. The value coming from the character that depends basically on the traits, if it's more or less rare. And the other part is the interest you get from Aave with the A token. So they were supposed to launch on January 4th on Ethereum mainnet, but so they had their audit ready, the code was ready, really everything was ready. They just had to push the button and boom, that was launched on the moon. But no, it didn't happen. Because of the big bull market on Ethereum, the gas fees went super high, and at the very last moment, they decided to delay the launch because they just realized with these high gas fees, it wasn't feasible to play that game on Ethereum right now. So in the end, a couple of days later, they announced that they would do the launch on Matic, which is a sidechain of Ethereum that has no gas fees, faster transaction time, faster transactions, which is extremely important for games. For DeFi, even if transaction fee are high, you know, if you trade a lot, well, you can sort of amortize a part of this fixed cost. But for games, we're always doing some very small transactions, so nobody's gonna pay high gas fees for a game. So I really love this project. It's so smart. Really, it's going to set a new trend. Like this combination of NFT and DeFi, I absolutely love it. So I can tell you right now, you will see other games like this year. So this one is the original, but we're going to see some fork, some copy paste of Aavegotchi, I can tell you. In terms of competitive advantage, so they are the first one to do this. So of course, they have the first mover advantage. They also have the advantage to not have launch before they move to the sidechain. So because if they were already deployed before the gas fee went up, now it would be really difficult to do the migration. But because they haven't deployed yet, now they can just decide to launch on the chain they prefer. So also good for them. So all of this is very bullish for Matic, which has a token, if I remember well, also for the token of Aave, because they use Aave in the backend. And what about GHST, which is the governance token of Aavegotchi? So it's already launched, and unfortunately it's been going down since the launch. Since the launch of the token. But when Aavegotchi, the game, when it launched on Matic, the GST token will be redeemable against accessories that can be used in the Aavegotchi game. So that's something that is going to support, it's going to give some value to the token. So before they do the launch on Matic, the price of the token is probably keep going down. But when we have a firm date, when they're going to do this launch on Matic, it's probably going to pump. Yeah. Okay. So next, still about NFT. So we had a record sale this week about CryptoPunk. So CryptoPunk, this is really one of the first NFT project, so it has some historical significance. And so last week someone bought a CryptoPunk at a record price already, but this week this record of last week was broken again. So this time someone spent $150,000 to buy this CryptoPunk. And so just out of curiosity, so it looks like this. So it's like figures like this. I think you have a few hundred CryptoPunk. And so the guy, very interesting, the guy who bought this CryptoPunk posted this on Twitter, and so he explained like his reasoning. So I mean, if you sort of intrigued by NFT and but you're still not sure if it's worth to invest in it, like check out this thread, so like to see really the argument of the guy. Then still in NFT, we have another record sale for my Rendus. I don't know if I pronounce well. So this is a virtual game where you have some citadel, so like basically some castle. So it's not even launched, but they already sold some NFT representing some asset in the game. One of them was the NFT for a citadel, and this sold for $800,000. I mean, really, that's just insane. It's like not only someone who is spending almost $1 million for something on the blockchain, so something totally virtual, but something in a game that is not even launched. That really tells you like just I mean, this year NFT is gonna be insane. It's gonna be really, really insane for sure. Okay, so next we're gonna talk of hacks. So there was a hack this week in DeFi Saver. So DeFi Saver, this is a tool to manage your DeFi investments. This is like a nice dashboard and allow you to manage your DeFi easy. So there was a white hat hacker that found a vulnerability and it exploited it, and he took a few millions out of this of DeFi Saver. But after, he gave back the money to DeFi Saver because this is a white hat. You know, he has a nice white hat, means he's a good guy. Because like the bad hacker, the bad guys, when they hack, they have this black hat. Okay, it's very, very important. If you don't wear the hat, it doesn't work. You hack, even if you're a genius, if you don't wear the correct hat, it just doesn't work. Very, very important. So yeah, we start to see more and more white hat hacking, which is very good actually, because it means more people are working to make DeFi safer. So this in itself, this is good. Side note, when you use a tool like this, like DeFi Saver, it's important to realize that on top of the risk you take for the DeFi protocol, you also take the risk of the tool you use, because usually this also uses smart contracts, so it's like an additional risk. Okay, so next quick story. So in Hong Kong, someone who was selling his Bitcoin basically was stolen. So I think that guy met the other guys with local Bitcoins, and so they met in some coffee shop, and after, I don't know why, the seller, he went into their car, which you should obviously never do. and yeah, basically they forced him to give them his private key. They didn't give the money, and they kick him out of the car. And yeah, so the guy basically lost 3 million Hong Kong dollar, which is I think $3 million. This is something like $300,000 or more. Yeah, I mean, actually I should know it because I used to live in Hong Kong. Come on, Julian. Yeah, but it's basically, if you use local Bitcoin, be super careful, especially if you want to do a large trade. Actually, I mean, really, unless very special situation, like if you want to sell a lot of crypto, just use a centralized exchange. Seriously, like if you use local Bitcoin, then you have that kind of risk. So it's not really worth the risk to me. Okay, so after, we're gonna see some regulatory news. Very, very, very important what happened this week. So we have a news from the OCC, which is, as everybody know that the OCC means the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. I don't know why we say comptroller. Why we don't say controller? Why we have to say the P? Comptroller. It looks like more complicated. So this is the regulator of the banking industry in the US. They approve banks to. Last week they approved banks to use blockchain and stablecoins. So this is absolutely amazing. Amazing news for crypto. I mean, I hope you guys realize how amazing it is. So it means banks will probably start to offer some crypto accounts with maybe the possibility of transferring crypto between banks. So we might even have at the beginning, I think we'll have some sort of crippled crypto with them. That means probably you cannot do a lot of things, like they restrict what you can do with your crypto. But still, it's just to start with this, it's still a big step forward. Once we have this, people can start to have their salary paid in crypto in their bank. And I mean, once we have this, that's it, that the floodgate will open. That's the beginning of mass adoption. So super, super happy to hear about this. Next, we're gonna talk, one second here, I messed up my window. Okay, so next news for developers. So I wanted to show you this tool called TX2UML. So that's a tool to visualize a transaction in a UML schema. If you never heard of UML, this is basically some sort of a graph system used by developer to basically to describe, to write the specification for software. And so that's a CLI tool, so you have to run it from the command line, and you can install it from npm. It's very, very easy to use. You just here you run this command in your terminal plus the name, the hash of the transaction, and it will produce this really nice schema, so that will allow you to understand what's going on. So it only works for mainnet transactions, and you do need access to an Ethereum archive node in order to use it, with some special API enabled. So Infura does not offer you access to the API you need, but there is a service which is called archivenode.io that offers you what you need. So check out the documentation of the package. It explains everything. Then news about BitQuery. So BitQuery, this is an API for blockchain. They have APIs for DEX trading, DeFi, money flow, and they cover Ethereum, but also other blockchains. And they released a new API for Ethereum 2.0 to get data from the Beacon chain. So this is a GraphQL API, so it's a little bit different from traditional REST API, but it's very nice that now we have some data from ETH2. So if you want to build some dashboard for ETH2, for example, then in the backend you can use BitQuery. And lastly, I wanted to quickly talk about ETH Global Hackathon. So they are organizing this hackathon Market Make from January 15. So this is a 3-week hackathon. And so it's always a really good way if you want to get started in the industry to participate in a hackathon. It's not for total beginner. You probably need to have already a few months of experience, because if you're just a total beginner, like nobody will want to work with you. So first learn blockchain on my channel or on my course, and after you can participate to the hackathon. For people who are experimented already, you can do it. And when you do a hackathon, also you have to check out the reward that are offered by different projects. For example, Aavegotchi, the game I talked about just before, they're gonna give some token for people who build on their ecosystem. So you can take advantage of this if you want to participate in a hackathon. Okay, so next we're gonna move to Q&A. So yeah, so quickly, let me post the link of my 2 courses. So DeFi Development Mastery, if you want to learn DeFi, and first you need to know blockchain development. So if you don't know blockchain development, I have another course, 6-figure blockchain developer, that teach you everything. All right, so let me go up in the chat and I'm gonna see if there are any questions. Cryptocurrent. So I need a way to send Ether to a compromised wallet and get stuff back without bot taking it all. That's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be difficult. You know, if a bot knows the private key of one of your Ether, then as soon as you send some Ether, it would steal it. So yeah, careful. Cryptocurrent say Aavegotchi agent here. We all voted to launch on Matic instead. Oh, so it seems like you're someone involved in the governance. Yeah, it's really nice project. I love it. Then Cryptocurrency and Quick Token went up 50% last night, and GHST on Matic is expanding quickly because we're all preparing to buy our portals. Okay. So guys, that means we are bullish on GHST. This is gonna pump. Okay. So then. Dunam is saying, lol, gotta show up with the right hat like a uniform. Yeah, the hat is very important when you code. Very important to have a hat. As you can see, I don't have a hat. This is not good. Cryptocurrent, Julian, please contact me about some schooling. I don't know what you mean exactly, but if you have a question, you can ask me in the chat, or after you can send me an email at if you wanna have question about my course. I mean, I don't know if it's what you mean, but Julian at eattheblocks.com. I just put it in the chat, my email. Then Wojtek saying, do you have a Solidity course available? So not just on Solidity, but on blockchain in general. So this is Six Figure Blockchain Developer. I put the link just before. One part of the course is on Solidity. Another part is on testing. Another part is on building the front end. And really the goal of the course is not just to teach you the tech, but also to get you a job in the blockchain industry. Tarek asking me, what do you think about Solana? I haven't had a look about it, but yeah, I hear more and more things about Solana, so maybe I need to check it out. Abdul saying, but in V3 the rebalance function is public and is not triggered during a deposit. Can you tell me why is that? Which project you're talking about, Abdul? I'm not sure what you mean by V3. Cryptocurrency, I'm thinking Tai Chi network might be used to retrieve funds in compromised wallets. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Interesting. Yeah, so cryptocurrency is confirming, guys. Is confirming GSHT and Matic, and we quickly pump up more. Okay, so you guys, you know what to do, huh? Okay. Okay, guys. So seems like that's it for questions today. So thanks for following the stream, and I will see you later this week on my channel. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.